Hi, I'm Willpower Coix, and welcome to my Boxing Corner. I'm here with Ben Mercado from Chicago Boxing News, alongside with my father and trainer Guillermo Coix, with special guest Jimmy Herrera.
Thank you, Will. I'm Ben Mercado from Chicago Boxing News, and today we're going to be talking with Will and Guillermo about the relationship in the corner and the professional scene so far as they've experienced it since turning from the amateurs. Speaking of the pros, you're a new fighter in the pro ranks. And in this game right now, in this stage of your career, a lot of times you're finding out about the fighter, maybe 24 hours before the match starts. So how much of that lack of preparation affects your game plan as opposed to when you were in the amateurs?
Well, my father can really answer that question because I would ask him, who am I fighting in the amateurs? And what would you usually tell me?
Doesn't matter. We're gonna fight them all, and we all prepare for the styles. No matter what they bring us, we'll be prepared for that style. He's a southpaw. We already trained to fight a southpaw. He's a brawler. We already trained to fight a brawler. Nothing's gonna surprise us. That's what I want Will to always focus on. I don't want those to say, Dad, where did this guy come from? He's got a different style. No, we were prepared for all of them.
Guillermo, anything you're focusing on in this training camp coming up to the September 19th bout at the Horseshoe?
No, really, our focus, we had a nice talk before Will's pro debut, and I told him, mijo, I said, this is not any other career. This is a tough career, okay? Not everybody is into boxing, and then not everybody's making a living out of boxing because it's tough. So all I want from you is always stay focused. Focus on whoever you're gonna fight. You're gonna be ready for that person. And I go back again to what I said before, the styles. I'm gonna work you on every style. The way I train them, I put them in situations. You're getting pounded in here, and I start throwing wild punches. What are you gonna do? This is how you need to get out of the corner. This is the way you gotta block or whatever. You got a speedy guy who's so fast. How you gonna do it? You're gonna hit the body, because when you start hit the body, the speed is gonna go down. So we wanna continue with that philosophy, with that focus. That if we do our homework here, if we work, whatever comes our way, we're gonna be ready. So we're staying focused in general, to put it in a more simpler terms. Just stay focused. We don't know who this guy is, and I don't even care to see any videos. I don't know anything about him. All I know is he's gonna have 2 legs, 2 arms, and he's gonna try to knock my son out. But my son is gonna be ready for him. Whatever style he brings, my son will adopt, and he will bring him to his style where he will be effective and victorious.
Excellent. Guillermo, you've been in the game some time.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you from the opening bell to figure out what you need to tell your son to do in the ring to be successful?
Well, I'm very different when it comes to that, from other coaches, because I really don't give any more instructions to my son at the corner. All the instructions have already been given to him at the gym. If he doesn't know what to do at the day of the fight, then he totally missed everything, all those weeks of preparation at the gym. I will kind of remind him, hey, remember we worked on that jab? Come on, show me that jab. Remember that you got to step to the side. But now I'm not going to be yelling and all of a sudden giving him new instructions that he's going to just confuse. He's not going to know about them because it's going to be all theory because we never practiced them at the gym. So I always keep it to the basics, keep it, to the fundamentals. Everything that we worked on the gym, that's what we're going to do. That's what's going to get us our win. So in a way, I'm very different than other fighters, other trainers, because I hear trainers just start telling them, do this, do that. And like, why are you telling him that when he should already know that that's what he should be doing? So, yeah.
He actually spars sometimes with me.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's why it makes him different.
We spar, and I tell him, this is working. This is what you got to do.
Excellent. So your strategy for Team Coix, Team Willpower Coix, is mostly to adjust on the fly, to do all the work, in training camp, so that you can basically, anticipate what's going to be coming, no matter who the opponent is.
Yeah.
Is that something you feel fighters nowadays are doing? Because as you know from yesteryear, studying tape was the norm. Hours and hours and hours of tape of previous fights. That that was the norm.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I said, my method of training is we are going to train for all styles that come our way, but we also want to stick with our style, the one that he likes. So you need to work that boxer, that your opponent, work him towards your style. Okay, don't fight his style, bring him to your style. How are you going to do it? You're going to play with him. I use that term kind of loosely. Play with him. Throw him a little jab here, throw a little combination there until he opens up, and that's where the opportunity comes to be effective at what you do. So.
Guillermo, you have trained fighters such as Tano Caballero, and we all know how effective the body shot can be. You mentioned Oscar De La Hoya beating Julio Cesar Chavez. Well, we know that Oscar De La Hoya succumbed to a body shot from Bernard Hopkins. And those body shots can take out the legs and what have you. What is it that you actually train your son to do?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to work with my son, with Will, so that he can have different styles. So he can always be ready for any style that comes to him. If he has to switch from his favorite style, which is a boxer, a lot of jabs, a lot of combination, a lot of speed, but then it's going to be some times where he's going to have to, stick to it, and he's going to be in the center of the ring, and he's got to have to, work the inside, and he's going to have to make it a war. He's also going to be ready for that. So I trying to teach him all the different styles available out there. And Julio Cesar Chavez has always been my idol as far as boxing goes, because he was an overall fighter. He could hit you in the head, and he can also tear your body apart. And his left hook to the body was always my favorite. That's the one that one day when my son grows up and he's a boxer, I'm gonna make sure that I teach him that.
Interestingly enough, the left hook to the body is the one that sent down Bozell in the fight at US Oiler Field. It was a nice clean shot set up by a combination upstairs. When you're teaching the body shots, do you teach the setup as well, or is it just more of a look for the opening kind of situation?
No, absolutely. We work on the setup. I call it measure. Measure your fighter with a combination of light punches to the head, and then followed by the speed and power. As soon as you create a window, you make him open up, then you're gonna work that body shot.
Excellent. Thank you. This is Benjamin Mercado with ChicagoBoxingNews.com. Go to our site, ChicagoBoxingNews.com, to see more of this interview with Will Coix, as well as all goings on with the Chicago boxing scene. Thank you.